Nani is a genius. I don't think that'll be wrong thing to say because how much understanding he has of the craft, of himself, the practical knowledge of how the industry works. He's very sorted in that sense, and every time I hear him talk about everything, it's fascinating and always enjoyable. So we have a small clip from a long interview Nani gave with Pink Villa. I have not checked out the full one, but I checked out like kind of found out this clip, and it was interesting titled, and I've heard he said something cool. So I thought let's just check out this clip, and if you want, let me know in the comments. I'll check out the full interview. But without any delay, let's have a look. And if you haven't seen this original video, I'll put the link to description. Check it out there. Without any delay, let's hear what he has to say.
But so when I look at Vivek Ardea's filmography, he has made
Very less
comedies and
volume.
romantic films, and his films have a certain flavor of humor. Were you surprised when he came to you with an out-and-out action vigilante?
He is a good interviewer. He's actually doing a lot of interviews with South stars and filmmakers, and he actually brings up interesting questions which he has researched. It doesn't feel like any other typical Bollywood site which does ask this who's your favorite Bollywood actor, which actor you like, and those random things. He actually asks about filmmaking a lot. So thumbs up from my side.
Vigilante film.
I was not surprised. I was actually very, very convinced by the craft of Vivek, by the command he has, that he will pull off an action films nicely. Because now I've done a lot of comedy in the beginning of my career, but then I pulled off a
I've not seen
Jersey or I
those.
pulled off a Dasara.
Yep.
So my career itself is an example that I shouldn't doubt anyone's potential in any any kind of genre. So, and I'm glad he proved me right. After watching the film, he really cracked it. But the action has a new kind of understanding. Now, the generally what happens is we don't really focus so much on the screenplay of action films. We kind of give all the put all the effort into the making of action, scenes. So, but I think the screenplay is done so well. So I think it'll give you a very new experience while you watch an action film.
So the movie's out, like the reviews are out. I've heard some people say it's okay-ish movie to people saying it's really good. Like people loved it. So that's a good thing, but I haven't seen the film yet. I have not read the reviews. It was just lines, headlines, or something comes up on your social media. But hopefully the film releases near me soon. There's no show near me yet, and I would love to watch it in theater, not wait for OTT. But let's see.
So I was reading a lot of stuff written about you on the social media, and everyone has a common notion that you have one of the best script selection. Like you select few of the best scripts that are being made over here, and most of them come with debutants and newcomers.
That's
What
true.
gives you that knack of trusting newcomers, and how is it that you pick up the right scripts?
So I really believe
There's no formula, definitely.
see any of the good directors in cinema industry till date all made a great first film. So it's not like good directors. It's not like people cannot make their first film. Good directors can make their first film also a great film, right? So whenever I see whenever I keep thinking, what would have happened? Like for example, there are so many people coming and trying their luck to be directors. Let's say let's say maybe there is someone who came, who tried and left and went back to his job, and if he got that first opportunity, would have been the greatest director in our country now. That'll be such a tragedy, right?
Of course,
And I'm definitely sure there are so many who would have gone back like that, who would have made some amazing, memorable films, which we would have got to see. So this, when I keep thinking of this, it kind of makes me sad. Like, what can I do for this? Okay, so
That itself shows that he's thinking beyond himself, and that's I think a rare quality because. And I'm not gonna say people who don't think like this are wrong and something. I don't believe like that. Everyone should think about themselves also, and if whatever works for them and whatever they want desire. But when someone does this who wanted to do more than him, he wants to not lose a good filmmaker, and if him giving people chance when it's merit, there's merit to it. The script is really good and he thinks he can pull it off. I think for Dasra he said right to the director first film only, and he said first go and make it like low budget whatever, just try and show me, let me see how you can pull it off. and he pulled it off, and that's why he did the film. So I think if there are people like this, more people like this, more people could get opportunities. And it's fate, it's luck, some luck, but a lot of hard work. But all of that, maybe not everyone's meant for become a big director. But not everyone will be successful. But at least there's option, right? At least you have an option. You tried. If it didn't work out, it didn't work out. But at least you got an attempt. It's not like forever you'll be thinking if I had got a chance.
I thought I cannot change the whole thing. Definitely, there will always be someone who will go back, who will not get an opportunity.
Again, he understands he cannot change everything.
But I thought for anyone, it's a first step which is very difficult. Once you prove yourself, then anyway, everyone want a piece of you. Then you'll get your offers. You'll get. So when is it that they don't trust you? They don't trust you with first film, no? That is what I wanted to take. That is what. That is, if that is your most difficult part, then I wanted to contribute something to that, so that, because that is the greatest contribution you can do. No, yeah. So yeah, that's how I totally believe that anybody who has a potential to be a big director will always start with a great first film. So if I believe in someone, if I believe in someone's story, if their honesty in narrating me a script, then why not?
But when films don't work in any industry, it's a message from the audience that something is going wrong, and we are not coming because we want you to improve. How do you think is this message from audience working in Telugu cinema at this point of time, which is also in a transitioning phase? If we look at it, what's your take on the kind of cinema being made, and how do you think is Telugu cinema transitioning?
See,
He had to think about a bit.
is a lot of people now, wherever I go, are saying people have to come to theaters.
Yep.
People have stopped coming to theaters. And I think this is the biggest lie we've been telling ourselves. After the COVID, there are 1,000 crore films.
Yeah.
And before the COVID, we don't have, in this frequency, we didn't have 1,000 crore films, right?
That's very true. Genius. I've not seen anyone talk like they think about it. I've never seen anyone speak, something like this. And even I never thought about it, that actually people say people aren't coming to theaters, and it's not just that ticket prices are more. I don't think that's the only thing. That before COVID, ticket prices were just $100, and today they are $10,000. That's why people, there's 10 times, that's a budget. That's why they are getting so many 1,000 crore films. I don't think that's the case. I think the 1,000 crore films we got, they had record number of people also coming to theaters. If you get that figure out. So he's right. People are coming, and coming with a big for one big film, but not for everything there. So that's a lie that people aren't coming to it. They're coming only for the ones they think are deserving to be watched in a theater.
So we are clearly now STREE released here.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it is like some 400 crores global box office. It's
Reaching
already
500
there.
now.
So it's very clear that the audience actually love for cinema has grown after COVID, and they have understood the luxury of being able to go out and watch a film on the big screen. What is the difference? No, okay, we have very few hits only. Okay, now STREE, and few hits only in Hindi, few hits only in Telugu. We should stop saying that audience have stopped coming out. We did in pre-COVID, we had 10 films. In that, 6 films or 5 films used to be a hit.
Yeah.
Post-COVID, there's only 1 or 2 films which are hit. Why? What is the difference? Not because the audience are not coming, because you only made 2 good films now. Pre-COVID, you made 5 better films.
Yeah.
You understood? So I think it is us who are not really making as many as great films as we did before.
Amazing. Again, I think this is the point, right? That instead of internalizing what is going and things to change, you're putting it out there that because of these factors, it's not working. Because the films are not. It's not that. I would say Maidan is not a bad film at all. It didn't work at the box office. I would say Chandu Champion not a bad film at all. Like that film, maybe a few years back would have done great business, but maybe the timing it came. I felt that film, considering it was about an athlete and Olympics and all of that, it should have come around the Olympics time or even after that, because everyone was talking about Olympics. So that would have gotten a I saw the movie again after following Olympics very closely, and I actually was more invested. I think the timing for that film was wrong, but yeah, Maidan didn't work out. So it's not that only because of bad films. I think it's also you need to give a lot more for the audience to come in. I think Sri is doing that. I think just one mood or one, but Maidan is not like it was flop, like no one showed up. There were people, it made 50-60 crore, like people came to watch. I would say flop is Akshay Kumar films where no one's coming only to watch them. That's kind of films which are not at all working. They would have in the past would have at least made some money. Some people would have shown up, but nowadays just they release and done. And in the films, just their films just keep going slowly, and then their films just from like STREE just booming from the first day itself.
Yeah, so blame is on us, and audience have been much more responsive, much more encouraging.
My point, by the way, was that yeah, you should internalize. Don't put factors of people are not coming, this and not coming. Think what went wrong. Even for him, Ante Sundarangi, he said why he think it didn't work, and he didn't blame the audience. He himself thought maybe me in the movie and the expectation people had that didn't match, and it affected the film. It was not the bad film, but the expectation was different
Than before, and we make a big film, the numbers are unreal.
As an actor, do you feel hurt? Because when I was coming, I read an interview of yours which you gave yesterday, where you said that your statement was misinterpreted, and even Arshad's statement was Do you feel hurt when statements are taken out of context by people?
It is you definitely feel hurt when a big number of people, by seeing that, misunderstand or react on it. You definitely feel, but you also know this is all time. You cannot do anything about it. Before every film, we generally also we give interviews.
Yeah.
So now there's an answer in between when you pick two lines. You miss the context, you miss what they asked and why they replied or whatever. The whole thing is and they will put a picture and they will say, I will not do this or something like that. Nani. What did I say? What is this? Okay, where is this discussion? Something like that. And everybody, and today's social media also, nobody wants to go check what it is.
Yep.
Okay, everybody will say, what you will say, you will not do this and all that. Some comments will happen. So, and looking at these comments, a lot more comments will. So everybody is just jumping into that train. So that's a problem with the entire,
Okay, I think I have talked enough about that, so I'll not say anything right now.
social media or general. We have to deal with it. I mean, there's no other way we can. But I genuinely feel if at least the mainstream media stops addressing those things, then half of the issues are solved.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now problem is because this in a hunger to just post something 24 hours or give some news to the people, mainstream media is following social media.
Yep.
Any social media's news
That
is
is
becoming
again so true. He gets to the point, like then he hits the nail on the head. That like social media, how many people really follow? Like social media is a bubble. I'll be honest. We really think, oh, social media is that. We are connected. Everything. It's a bubble. Like in reality, no one like no one in my family cares about who said Joker to what. But it's a bubble. And then these media sites, big media sites, and the newspapers and all, they take up social media things and then they make news out of it. And that's how general audience get to know, like, oh, all this nonsense is happening. Like that is your some in a bubble things are happening, you're just taking it out just to make news and like selling it. That's sadly what the reality has become.
mainstream news.
Yeah.
Like people like somebody says Nani is working with Jackie Chan in the next film. Somebody randomly, let's say, okay, some guy with nobody, no ID, nothing, and you don't know where he just put that inside information, guys. Nani is working with Jackie Chan. You will see mainstream portals, copying and pasting it. So I'm saying,
I wonder if it already happened with this interview itself. Like Nani working with Jackie Chan and this only and gone viral.
where is this information coming from? And should we not be responsible if we are little official handles of a website or something? We cannot be So, and every day some news is created or cooked in social media, and all the main media guys also copy post that, and that's scary. At least if they stay out, what happens in social media will always happen, and then it will be sorted also. But when they post it, then it starts becoming a real thing, and then you have to keep answering to that or clarifying that, and it becomes a mess.
She just kind of chopped up. I think so. It was bigger interview. More things were said, and they just took out the highlights in a sense. But yeah, everything is said again. What I said in the beginning of the video, genius. His understanding, his deep thought he puts, and he just gives a different perspective to everything. And you're like, oh, this makes so much sense. It's so simple. There's nothing complicated at all. And I think that quality is that attribute he has of being so logical and understanding of everything. I think that's gonna make him go far, because you need simplicity actually in life to function properly, because there's so much happening. That simplicity would help. And I think I think you see in his performance, you see in his kind of films he chooses, and even I think he's a producer. So great guy. And looking forward to watching the new film, hopefully soon in theater, man. I want to I'll watch the Hindi version. I don't care Telugu or Hindi version also, watch it, but just release that one show also, I'll go watch it. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and you can share this next, and I will see you next time.